What up, though?
What up, everybody?
We back once again, bringing it to the table.
Bringing it to it.
It's your boy Antonio, Coach Brooks,
Chris Brown, Coach Brown in the house.
back in the house once again. Check it out. So we've been on a mission trying to figure some stuff out.
Right.
And it's coming together. But nevertheless, we back today. I wanted to talk about something, bro.
What's that?
The stages of change.
Oh, wow.
Right? So we talk fact-based stuff, you know what I'm saying, a lot. So the stages of change in this book is pre-awareness, contemplation,
Right.
preparation, taking action, avoiding relapse, and maintenance.
I like how they put that.
Because that ain't the same, huh?
No, the stage of change, that guy is pre-contemplation, contemplation,
Is it action?
preparation,
Okay.
determination. Determination,
Let me see. I think it's
And,
preparation. And,
then action, then maintenance, then reoccurrence, which is relapse.
Relapse.
But we want to avoid that situation.
Yep.
Let me know what you get when you pull it up.
I'm looking it up right now. So, you know, being fact based, because that's what we do here.
Right.
We don't want to speculate, especially in the recovery community.
Yeah, evidence-based material.
Yeah, people be judgmental a lot when we really
Right.
really just trying to figure it out together, you know. But yeah, it's pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation and determination. Action is willpower and maintenance. So
I told everybody at Tri-Count that's what the stage they should be in is maintaining it because they already took the action whether they wanted to come there or not. They haven't been using there. So
Okay.
I would say they're in maintenance right now. Whether
So-
they stick to it, I hope they do.
So you would say when somebody reached the point of being in treatment, that's when they in maintenance in step 5?
Because taking action is coming into recovery.
True.
You taking action whether you go into a detox first or either way it goes, you got to absence. You got to become absence from the narcotic or the alcohol.
Right.
So
But as far as the stages, quote unquote, go.
Stages.
So stage 1, pre-contemplation.
thinking about it.
Their definition is in the pre-contemplation stage, people are not thinking seriously
Right.
about change and
Right.
are not interested in any kind of help. People in this stage tend to defend their current bad habit and do not feel like it is a problem. They may feel defensive in the face of other people's efforts to pressure them to change. In AA, this is called denial. But another way to describe this stage is that people just do not yet see themselves as having a problem.
Right.
So that's in stage 1. Pre-contemplation is what they call it.
Right.
So is that really a stage then? You know what I'm saying? In recovery?
They say it is.
Okay.
They say it's a stage. So
Okay, because my thing is, it seemed like
allergies.
when you on step 1, that should be contemplation.
Right.
So step 2 is contemplation though. But so it says
I agree.
But step 2, contemplation. In the contemplation stage, people are on a teeter-totter, weighing the pros and cons of modifying their behavior. Although they think negative aspects about their bad habit and the positivity associated with change, they may doubt the long-term benefits associated with change. But when they weigh the outcome and the short-term outcome, it makes them go into the contemplation stage. So they in stage 2. So I mean, I could see that, bro. Yeah, I could see that. But you not yet in treatment.
Not yet. You're not even in treatment if you contemplate it. You just contemplate and said, I changed.
Yeah. No, you good. You good. Yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing is, I think the stages are, it's important to know what stage you're in and to be able to accept what stage you're in, because if you don't know, then you're gonna be all over the place.
You're right. You're right.
So,
right.
like in our meetings that I have sometimes at the house or whatever, I have the guys write down what stage they in and do some work on what they doing, so they'll know what stage they in. If you're in the preparation stage, then okay, then that means that
you came a little late tonight, but that's what I was talking about
in the group.
The stages of change. I'll let you see my layout when because it's outside. I ought to present it now, but pre-contemplation, contemplating, determination, preparation, action, maintenance, and reoccurrence, which is
relapse. So that was the thing, bro. So relapse is a part of the stages of change. I don't know.
Because
I just
in reality, come on now, let's be reality. I don't know the percentage, but there's probably a small percentage that doesn't relapse.
Right.
And some people will relapse several times before they even get it right. And then all right, I could tell you I tried numerous of times to stop smoking marijuana and drinking alcohol, but I was right back doing it again, But when that time, I would say this is for me, this evidence based because of me. This is what I did. That last time I put it down, I asked my higher power to give me the strength to resist that temptation and that narcotic and that substance, and also I asked that he take the taste out of my mouth. Now, at the same time, I had to do my part. I had to maintain absence. I had to maintain filling that void with something else. What I mean by that, since I was stopping something that's looked at negative, because anything that negatively impacts your life and your body is not really good for you.
Exactly.
So I had to replace that old habit with something positive. Right. Exercising, reading my Bible, and believe it or not, fellowshipping with others, talking with others.
That worked.
That had a great deal to do with me choosing to come into this field, or not just substance abuse and being the one to assist someone in recovery, but just in the social work field, period.
Yeah, period.
You'd be surprised at the people I encountered when I was in prison who was going through things, whether it was with family, whether it was problems and issues with their parents.
Yeah, and they need somebody to talk to.
Right, and be needing somebody to talk. And a lot of times, some people just really want you to just listen so they can get it off their chest, but they gotta trust you with their business.
Yeah. Well, see, and then that's where the confidence come in at. A person got to see that in you, bro. Like a person got to be able to have that sense of comfort. Like, it ain't nothing like being able to trust somebody, bro. It ain't nothing like being able to trust somebody. And we be so, as human beings, we desperate for that feeling, bro.
Right.
It's just like a mother's love almost, because you get so tired of having to be so reserved and on guard all the time that, that's a part of the problem.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of times when people be inebriated or high, they let stuff come out that they've been holding in for a long time.
Truth.
That's why they say, you know what I'm saying, you telling a drunk mind speak a sober tongue.
Yeah.
Because it's so much that's just bottled in, the mothers just be wanting to let it go, let it release.
Yeah. So, and alcohol, you've been drunk before, and it make you feel like you can express whatever you need to say.
Yeah. You don't care.
Don't care. Whatever.
I don't give a F's. That's what we call it. But and a lot of people, they live that way anyway. Nowadays, people don't even be drunk or high no more. They just I don't give about nothing. It's like just everybody just so aggressive and angry about
Right.
something.
There's a lot of
You know,
anger in
there's
this.
a lot of anger right now.
Just
in today's
everywhere,
society.
not just in the hood, just in
Yeah,
society.
society itself.
Everybody
as a
mad
whole.
at somebody.
Right, right, man. It's a lot of mental health going on out there, man, and
You know,
and we need to address that. But we need to address it within ourselves. Like everybody can't go around just pointing at people like, "Oh, he got a mental health issue. She do too." So,
Right.
you know, it's something that you got to start seeing in yourself. When you recognizing that you need some type of help, go get that. You know what I'm saying? Talk to somebody, man. Like, I don't care if it's your mama, your boy, your homie, whoever. Talk to somebody. Let that
Talk
out.
to 'em.
You know what I'm saying? Just go let it out, and then you'll feel better. You know?
I had to understand, do the same thing, quit holding things in, because what happened is, you know, in the older cars, the hot radiator cap, you take it off,
Yeah.
before it cool off, it just shoot off.
Mm-hmm.
I had to understand that I had to release my anger, because you leave that stuff bottled up, man, you'll fly off the handle, hurt somebody, hurt yourself. There's a lot of people in prison right now because they lost they cool, they got angry, let it released in a negative way, and lost their freedom. You know, whether if it was a year to life.
So,
you know,
before you had came in my group today,
right?
you had when you was out busy. But
That was a great
right
group,
before
too.
you came in. Thanks, I appreciate it. Right before you came in, I was just talking to them about misplaced anger, misguided anger,
Right,
about how
right.
like somebody had called me, one of my clients called me out on my BS, and it really ain't even no BS. It's just like he said, I've been seeing you, you know, and you're doing a lot, and I know you're doing it because you're still going through something about your
Right,
brother,
right,
losing your
right,
brother,
right.
and you putting your energy in a lot of different things, and you ain't dealing with it. He
Right,
told me
right.
that, like one of my people told me that. I'm like, wow, and it's for real, bro. Like I'm keeping myself so busy to where I barely have time to even think in my feelings and be
Right.
in that moment of reality, because
You right.
you know
So
don't nobody want to live in the pain.
So you ain't
You know
been
what I'm saying?
really, I mean, you haven't been talking to nobody about that? About what
did.
you've been going through?
I did.
Okay.
But I haven't been back, and I just stopped. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's a continuous process.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like I say, I started throwing myself into
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
so
about your
many
brother,
different
too.
irons in the fire. I
Yeah.
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, I've been doing so much trying to just keep my mind occupied to the
Right,
point where I don't have time to think about nothing.
And you know, and because you pour out so much,
Yeah.
trying to help everybody else,
Yeah.
and we be forgetting that the things we experience, things we going through, we be needing that same. We got to pour out into somebody.
For real, man.
You know, we got to release that. So
Somebody genuine, man. You need that
Yeah.
genuine personality, that genuine spirit that's gonna be there to listen and be able to give you some type of feedback and some
You right.
good insight, bro.
you right.
No.
You right.
You can't just waste that on people. You know, you might as well be talking to the wall.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Straight
And
up.
people be like, oh, why you don't talk, and why you ain't let, you know, when some come out a situation, well, you know, this person been dealing with that, this person been dealing with this, and they be like, why you didn't never come talk to me? I can't come talk to you about my business, and you might tell everybody.
Yep.
Or I can't come talk to you about my business, and you won't even listen to me before interrupting me and giving me your opinion.
Because you don't even get it. At that point, you just
Right.
talking. You just running your mouth.
Right.
So, again, like you said, some people just need somebody to listen.
Just listen.
You don't need your opinion. I don't need your feedback.
You know, I might pop up one day and just gotta get rid of some off my chest. You know, get some off my chest. It's been a different struggle for me since Mom's been gone. You know, I know I can depend on Mom. Other than God, I can depend on Moms no matter what. You know.
Yeah.
But I gotta honestly say, my children, I've been trying to rebuild with them and build that relationship. But my oldest daughter, me and her been building real good
Oh, that's
also.
what's up.
You know, because I didn't really have a relationship with her growing up. Yeah, my mother got her, but that ain't the same as me getting her and spending all the time in the world with her. You know, I was doing whatever, doing other things, running the streets and making poor choices and around other people and their kids other than my kids, you know.
Yeah, but you rebuilt that relationship,
right,
though,
right,
right? You
right,
repaired that, or you made effort.
Yeah, because and with her and my oldest son, I didn't want to repeat that with the younger ones. But then what happened with the younger ones was all the opposition that I get from the other parents.
See, that's a whole other stuff.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Man, listen, bro, we need to do better, man. I got another partner of mine, but you know, we was talking about some personal issues that he going through with his ex-wife and his kids.
Right.
It's like I told him, he was like, man, people just say she still love me and this and that, or somebody said she still just hate me. I said, man, hate and love is the same emotion. I said, but when you start, when it comes to kids, you got to take, if you took all of those feelings and emotions out of the equation, if you was able to just reach in and grab anything that got to do with feelings out, and make y'all two be co-parents and good friends for y'all children, it'll work. I like just take everything that got anything to do with any old feelings out, bro, because them emotions, it cause people to do some messed up things.
Poor choices, man, from them emotions.
When you dealing in feelings, man, you do some horrible things, bro. Most of the time when people getting lit and drinking and getting messed up, it's because they trying to cover up them feelings. They trying to supplement something because some type of hurt feelings. Yeah, man.
You know, I learned from that guy was doing.
You got to learn how to. The thing is, you got to get to the root of that problem. Whatever is hurting you, whatever is ailing you, you got to get to the root of it, man, and face it and deal with it. You got to dig down up under the dirt and get to the root of it. Right. Because drinking and drugging is only a symptom of something deeper that's going on in your life.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? People always try to, recover from what they're addicted to, but they don't go as deep as why did I get addicted to this in the first place?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What am I running from? It get deeper than that, bro.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And treatment need to be all of that. They need to have all of those elements in the treatment plan and seriously be addressed. Not just say it on a piece of paper and then when somebody come in for treatment, they're not getting the treatment that they really need.
You're right.
That's why they keep relapsing. Yeah.
But you understand, and you know, this is just my opinion. I ain't saying it's fact. But I believe it's like similar to the pharmaceutical industry. Mm-hmm. Like, they give you all these pills for these problems, whatever problem you're dealing with in your body. But there's also a treatment for that disease or situation you're dealing with in your body, that affliction or whatever it is, as a natural resource, whether it's herbs or fruit, vegetables, you know, or something.
Or abstaining from certain foods or certain
like greasy
things.
foods. All that sugary food, all that food like potatoes and bread break down into sugar.
All that
That's
starch.
why bread, starch items, even liquor, ain't good for a diabetic because it breaks down. It's all sugar.
For real, bro. And then and the FDA, bro, they need to do better. They need to have somebody regulating them for the things that they let pass through.
They let it
because it's like, man, they got so much stuff that you can eat that ain't good for you as long as it's not over a certain percentage of it in that food, then it's cool. So they say like you can eat a certain amount of rat feces before it gets deadly to make you sick. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that. That's what the FDA is.
And their credibility come by the government and whoever else backing them up from their studies or whatever it is. But I had this one time, I believe I was still at Delta College. And the report I did was do sugar sugar make kids hyper. From studies, they said that the sugar don't make the kids hyper. So this is what I did. I did a study off my own children. What I witnessed. I said, okay, this is what they said, but this is what I observed from my study from my own children. They went into 7-Eleven, they got Slurpees, they got candy, they got all this unhealthy stuff, and they was eating and consuming it. What I noticed at the small amount of time is they became active. I'm gonna say that they became more active than they were.
So they got
before
that sugar rush.
That sugar rush.
Yeah.
They won't sit down.
Yep.
Got to keep telling them stop, leave that alone. Flipping, jumping, hitting each other. Somebody irritating the other ones. And my mother looked at me and she said, "Chris, come here." She said, "Don't come over here after you get them kids Slurpees." She said, "Bring them kids by here before you give them a Slurpee." I believe she said, "Don't bring them kids over here after you give them Slurpees." I said, "I understand, Mom." She said, "Y'all come here. Go, my love, y'all." Gave him a couple $, and then she looked at me and said, "Chris, get them kids out of here."
Listen to this, man. Listen to this, bro. When an individual eats sugar, the brain produces huge surges of dopamine. This is similar to the way the brain reacts to the ingestion of substances like heroin and cocaine.
See, this right here, this information is good information to know because
Wow.
the instructor told me through studies that there is no evidence is a child getting hyperactive after consuming sugar. And here it is, I read something different.
That's from the site is so we cite the sites and stuff.
Yeah, what's the
so
site?
it's from Wellness Retreat Recovery, wellnessretreatrecovery.com.
Okay.
And the link is about sugar and dopamine. You know,
And people question, now we got to look up their credibility sometime when we get a chance because some people
I mean, but
try
the
to
thing is, with that, bro, it's the truth because you know
question their credibility.
we see it. Like you seen
Right.
it with your kid. We've seen
Right.
it with us.
I seen it.
We drink. Why do you think people drink Red Bulls and coffee and stuff like that all day?
Yeah. I'm
Full
drinking
of
coffee
caffeine
now.
and sugar.
Keep me woke.
Yeah, pop. They drink pop and
Really don't
Coca-Cola
drink
and
too
Mountain
much.
Dew all day.
You
man.
right.
You know
You
what I'm
right.
saying? But it's the truth. So, but the thing is, watch this. It's people still out there that's gonna let their kids eat a lot of sugar. You know what I'm saying? And still, but what do you do after you so programmed to feed your kids or feed your own self this garbage? What do you do as far as moving forward, making better choices?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because
right.
it's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? But it's doable. You know what I mean? That's what I say, man. Recovery is way more than just recovering from drugs. Recovery is recovering from a mindset and being recovered from the way that we've been programmed. You know what I'm saying? We got to recover from the poverty mentality. We got to recover from the disloyal mentality.
Right.
We got to recover from the slave mentality.
And
We got to recover from the greedy
I agree.
mentality.
you know what? And when we bring these things up to people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, everybody ain't the same way. We know that. We
Yeah.
know everybody's not the same way. For the most part of our people, the black community, it's been programmed to a certain mindset. And it all started, if you go and look for yourselves, you can go and read about or listen. You can listen to it on YouTube about the Willie Lynch
Yeah, oh,
syndrome.
oh, yeah.
And how he trained other slave owners how to keep their slaves intact. And you know, control.
Yeah.
And one of them is make sure that the slave is always afraid of you.
Yep.
Number two, if there's a conflict between the slaves, I'm gonna say this first. Bring division in between the slaves.
Yep.
So that's probably where things like the brighter slave was treated differently from the darker slave.
They treated the lighter slaves better, way
Better.
Yeah.
They was the ones most likely to be in the house.
That letter was called The Making of a Slave.
The Making of a
the Willie
Slave.
Lynch letter, The Making of a Slave.
Making of a slave. And then watch this. Number 3 was if there was conflict between the slaves, we step in and settle it. So that's where the law enforcement, the police, and all that come in down the line. But they did it on their own plantations. But people don't want to talk. When you go to speaking truth, don't nobody want to hear about truth. People that want to educate is not bringing truth up for conflict. We're bringing truth up so you'll be aware and don't continue to be ignorant.
Yeah. But the thing is, that slave letter, that Willie Lynch letter, a lot of people be like, "Oh, that's a myth. That never happened." Man, it happened in December. It says December 25th, 1712 was the year, and he came from what did he come from? Let me see. He came from overseas, some doggone where, bro.
And it was on December 25th.
Yeah.
Virginia. In Virginia.
He went to Virginia,
the colony of Virginia.
Yeah. But the thing is, they was having so much trouble with their slaves that they didn't know what to do here in this country. They didn't know what to do, these slave owners, because the slaves was like, you know what? I'm thinking like a logical person. This is the slaves back then in 17. So you think you finna just make me do this? No, I'm finna knuckle up. I'm finna beat you down, and if you don't let us leave, I'm killing you. So that's what the slaves was doing to those slave masters. So, and then the slave masters start killing the slaves, raping the slaves, and doing all this other mess to them slaves, to where they losing money now. It wasn't about the lives they was taking. It was about them losing money on their investments. And then that dude came from he came from the Indies, the West Indies.
Okay.
And he brought this letter, and he said that if y'all follow these directions, that this formula will work for over 400 years.
And it's been over 400 years.
He said it, yeah.
Because slavery began in what, 1619? 400 years is up in 2019.
Yeah, it's been 400.
Yeah.
But that's something that, man, listen, bro.
That's a whole nother subject,
though.
though.
Another subject.
But
because you
people don't want to hear truth, though.
People say people in the Army got PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder.
That's what the black community got.
But the black community got PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder.
Yeah.
Because the treatment that the slaves got for nothing, absolutely nothing, that'll be a hate that'll be never understood by me. There was no logical thought in that whatsoever. The hate that came with that. Now the labor, if you would have made that make sense and compensated some type of way to where they would have agreed and felt some type of way that their work was being appreciated and not meant to do something because of hate, fear of death, or because they watching you kill their mama or murder them, then it's different.
Right.
But y'all, listen, man, that's a whole nother story.
Whole nother story. I just want to say this before we get off that, though. I just look at our people, man. They more prone to hurt each other than anybody. We're peaceful people. We're peaceful. We can go anywhere and blend in with no matter what culture, what race, what country. We'll go and blend in. But between ourselves, like they hate us. It's like our kind, black community, like everybody hate each other.
It's that taught hate, man. It's been taught, and it's gonna take a long time for that to be able to be reversed. But I think that just like they made this Willie Lynch letter, the making of a slave, we still make a letter, the reversal of making a slave.
Yeah,
we should reverse this letter.
Reversing it.
You know,
the making of a slave.
You know, stay tuned because we working on it. Yeah. Regardless whether we know it or not, we working on it.
And y'all probably trying to figure out what this got to do with being social. You got everything to be social.
Yeah.
Because a person with this mentality, if they allow it to affect their lives, can't be social.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So this is a hindrance to being social for the black community.
Yeah, you're right.
We got to get educated. We got to get up. Just get educated.
Yeah, man.
And we promoting togetherness. not just amongst ourselves, but continuing togetherness with everyone else. Because we're peaceable people, you know.
No
Me
doubt.
and Brooks, we peaceable. We interact with everybody, no matter who you are. So we want to promote that same positivity to the next person,
No
to the
doubt.
next group, to the next city, to the next state, so.
No doubt. And as we always say, it's been one. It's a trade, boy.
Yeah, in a minute.
In a minute. Deuces.